Good afternoon, gang. Tom here again, and we're going to do another sketchbook tour. But this time, we're going to do a sketchbook tour from the past. How is that possible, you say? How can that be? I don't understand. Well, rummaging through the garage, trying to find something, looking for something in a box, I ran across a couple of old sketchbooks. And I figured this would be pretty neat to show you guys because if you look at this one and then go back to my other video with the first sketchbook tour that I put out, you'll see how much I've grown and how much my style has sort of changed to a certain extent because I learned to become a better artist and learn to draw better and apply myself with anatomy and faces and whatnot. I went to art school also. That kind of helps. But just to show you where I was and where I am, and some of the influences that inspired me to draw, and what supercharged me, as a kid. So this is a sketchbook from 1979 when I was a junior in high school. Say I was about 16 at the time, so you're looking at something that's like 42 years old. And as you see, this is a direct copy from Marvel Comics, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. It's John Buscema, and I was trying to learn proportion. And I had a few notes up here that they wrote. But it's John Buscema is one of my influences, as along with many others you'll see through the book. But yeah, so let's get into it. And like I said, direct copy from Marvel Comics Way. And then the next page you'll see, like this is me. I thought it kind of looked like me. I don't know. It was just a face I drew, a hand I drew. This is a copy from Buscema. The Spider-Man's a copy. This is a Thor I tried to do on my own. But as you see, some of the copies are better than some of the actual original stuff that I was doing, and it was just because I was learning at that time and trying to get my proportions correct, and I still had a way to go, but not for lack of trying. If you see on this page, this is a Frazetta copy. This is a Frazetta copy. Up here you'll see anatomy copies. One of the first anatomy books that I got was Bern Hogarth's Dynamic Anatomy, and I copied a lot from him. Hands, the way the body should be, arms and legs. But with that, once I found Andrew Loomis, that was the end of that. Andrew Loomis became the be-all, end-all for me, and it still is to this day. Copy of Captain America. I think this is original Submariner I drew, and a copy of Captain Marvel. But, Marshall Rogers copy, Batman. I loved Marshall Rogers on Batman. He was a really great artist. Next to the some of the greats like Neil Adams, Jim Aparo, Dick Giordano, Don Newton. Rogers was one. I felt made a really quick impact in a short time doing that series. This is actually Boris copy, Boris Vallejo, the painter. I like him and Frank Frazetta and Michael Whalen and a lot of guys at that time. And I liked the Centaur. I always liked mythological creatures, so I copied it. Now look, here's an original Conan that I did. It's okay. Head's a little too big. Legs are too short, but... And then another one, I think this character was called the Mimic from the X-Men. And then there's Havoc up there. And just general all over. There's another Bars copy. And basically, now if you look at it, a lot of guys will show you like this. I copied the horse and then threw Conan on top of the horse. It's not right. It's not correct. Anybody that has drawn cowboys on horses could look at this and go, yeah, well, I mean, I tried. You know, but to get back to what I was saying, is like a lot of people, here's an original werewolf from the back, full moon, another Buscema copy. They talk about copying people, and it seems like there's a lot of Frazetta. There's a Frazetta copy. And if you notice, like, what I noticed about looking at some of this stuff is that the copies were proportionately correct. And then when I did my originals, because I didn't know enough about proportion and that the legs are longer and this, that, and the other thing, you'll see that the copies are correct, but when my originals were done in the book. But it was practice, so, I was learning. But back to copying, say, like Frazetta, or if you wanted to copy Boris, or you wanted to copy somebody else that you like, Norman Rockwell or Bob Peak or something, they call them master studies today. And basically what it is there's a John Buscema took two different drawings and tried to put them together, Giant Man versus Yellow Jacket. They call them master studies because they want you to study how they did things and why they did them, and then try and learn that and apply that to your art currently. And I think I've gotten away from copying, or just doing master studies and trying to do all original. And I'm not frowning and saying that's a bad thing. It's always good to be original, but you know what? You have to have fun too, and copying sometimes will remind you of how you originally started, which we all start out that way, is copying. Now this is a Punisher that I did. I was looking at Hogarth's, the way Hogarth's anatomy is, and you can see how kind of he's lanky and long and lean, kind of almost like Gil Kane-ish, and it's not bad. It's okay. But I still had a way to go. I had a lot to learn. Here's one. It's Doctor Strange and the Demon, and as you can see, I tried to get a lot of information here and a lot of information here, and the proportions were okay. The heads, I think, I always felt that the heads and faces of people were always important, so I made them a little bit bigger, but now I've got them proportionate with some of my drawings now. The Shadow and the Punisher. I don't know if you can see that well, because the next drawing on the next page, Green Lantern versus Nova. And this is a copy, and I think this is an original I did. But it's brightly colored because at the time, like, I didn't know about alcohol markers or anything like that, so I used the Sharpie markers to color my stuff. And it's actually, if you look at it, you'll see that I probably drew it in pencil and then used a big pen to do the outlines and then markered it in. Batman and Plastic Man, that's an original. Surfer versus Superman, this is a copy. I believe this is a copy too. And it's just me trying to figure out, hey, I'd like to see two characters fight, and then I would pull from one reference area to another reference area, and that's how you make your ideas. You pull a lot of reference together, and then you make it gel, and then you have what's considered an original idea. And I'm looking at that, and I think it's a Boris copy. But even then, I was trying to, get the forms and the shadows right. This head felt a little bit too small to me. So, and I think because the shadows were throwing me off, and I'm 16 at the time. I really don't, I just wanted to draw. That's, this, I believe that's a Ken Kelly copy from a book that he did. Frazetta understudy, or I don't want to say understudy, but student. John Byrne copy, Hawkeye. The Shadow, an original Shadow that I drew. The Creeper, the Flash. Spider-Man and Hawkman. I believe these are both copies. Union Jack from Marvel. That's an original that I did. You know, just Union Jack standing there. Another Frazetta copy. You know, and basically, you know, that's how we all learned how to draw. Copy. Frazetta, another Frazetta. See if I can have you look at it. But there we go. That looks a little bit better. Like I said, you know, it's amazing to me looking at it now, all these years later. You know, I mean, I have a lot of my old sketchbooks that, you know, the copies seem to be a little more accurate than the original stuff. Like this. This isn't like an original drawing. I'll show you the next page. The arm's okay. This is a little too short. The hand's not too bad. The head's off, you know, and I was constantly hiding. Like this is supposed to be the foot, and you don't see the rest of the leg, which, you know, looking at it now is incorrect. The kneecap is, the whole leg would be turned actually. The kneecap's like right here. Well, you know, I mean, like I said, I was 16 at the time, and I was glad I was drawing Fantastic Four that I did. I penciled it all, inked it with a Bic pen, and colored it with Sharpie markers. Not that, you know, if you know how to use the Sharpie markers like I do now, I probably could have, you know, if I knew then what I didn't know now, you know, however that saying goes, if I knew then what I know now, you know. This looks like it was going to be a Hulk drawing. More Hogarth. Studying, trying to get a better grip on hands. Was studying that. Buck Rogers from the Buck Rogers TV show at the time. I like the picture of the guy, so I tried, you know. Waist is like way too skinny. The head's a little flat. You know, the gun's okay, you know. So I had a lot of fun, and that's part of the thing too. I think we lose, once we become quote unquote artists, I think we lose the fact that we need to have fun while we're drawing in our sketchbooks. And these are copies too, I believe. This one is a copy. That's me doing something. I think that and that is a copy. I think that's my own. And yeah, I think that's a copy. I'm not sure. But this is. I was in love with the X-Men. John Byrne, Terry Austin, Chris Claremont. They were riding high on that. And original drawing. Another Wolverine in the Danger Room. This was, like I said, you know, a lot of people influenced me. Gil Kane was one of them. I think it's a copy of Gil Kane Hulk. And then here it was trying to work out anatomy. And I did a Black Panther, and I believe I'd gotten some ink at this point. I don't know. I don't remember, but it really didn't work out well for me for my first application. Another Buscema copy. I loved his run during the Avengers. His Conan run. Here, me trying to do, I guess, a cougar and then a bear's arm, something. The Vision. That's an original drawing. You know, and I was like, oh, I like it. Let me color it. You know, actually, let me see. The legs aren't too bad. Should be a little bit. The head's okay. You know, I was getting better, I believe. This is Captain Britain from when he first appeared. He had the staff before he morphed into the current one you see now that Alan Davis usually draws. That he's drawn in Excalibur and stuff. Rom the Space Knight. Another original. Spider-Man and the Patriot from Liberty Legion. Yeah. Ms. Marvel copy. I think, yeah, I know it's a copy. I forget who the artist might have been. Cockrum or Buscema, I forget. Death. I believe I think it's a copy from a Michael Whalen painting. I liked, like, Death was writing in the Book of the Dead or something. I thought it was really cool. There's a Captain Marvel, the Marvel. It's original drawing, just Jack of Hearts. Boy, I love that character. The costume design was kind of crazy. I just think, and when I found out Dave Cockrum, who's one of my favorite comic book artists, did it, I was like, yeah, he went a little crazy doing that. Designing that costume. This was a John Byrne copy of a page that he did. Here we are, Gil Kane versus the Submariner, right? A copy of The Hulk by Gil Kane, and then I put the Submariner in there. I think I was copying I think I might have been copying a figure, and then I made it the Submariner. I really don't remember, but Plastic Man and Starman. I'm a Plastic Man fan. I love all of Jack Cole's stuff. If you ever get a chance to investigate him, he was a really good artist, and had a good sense of humor. And all the Plastic Man stuff he did was really good. Doctor Strange. Iceman, like I said, I was always into the X-Men. I liked them a lot. The Beast, copy from Gil Kane cover. That's okay, and more anatomy studies. Leg, like I said, from Hogarth. I really liked him at the time. Daredevil. With the pointed ears, almost like Batman, like a Dick Sprang Batman. I don't know, but a lot of fun. Oh, here's a robot smacking Ant-Man with a punch. I had an idea, and I was like, okay, this would be pretty cool. I did it. Looks like that's another it's another copy of something. I forget. Now here's me just sketching. I think I was like, oh, let me use a marker instead. And I just, I was copied a couple of figures, Captain America. Looked like I was copying Buscema somewhere here. There's an original Wolverine. I can always tell it's an original because my feet at that point, my knees and all like that, were kind of like, yeah, so more just sketching, fooling around. I liked Frank Miller when he was on Daredevil, and he had Daredevil face the Hulk. So this was a drawing I decided to do. The Hulk lurking over Daredevil, but the Hulk should have been bigger. His legs are like small, stumpy legs. His hands. I was trying to get everything in there, and as you realize, as I realized later on, just draw the figures, and then everybody else, they'll know what the character and the costume looks like. They'll fill it in. Hawkman versus the Angel. I believe they're copies, I guess. Some sort of. I think I was doing the Punisher or something. I don't remember. Frazetta copies. Again. Morbius, the living vampire from Spider-Man. I believe this is a copy. I don't know if it's Frazetta or Boris, but I just like the character, the Spartan character. I thought it was pretty cool. And here's me trying to do guy from I saw a guy taking his shirt off in a magazine, so I tried to turn it into Superman, and I did all the shading and all, and wasn't correct. And Moon Knight, and then I did a Captain America behind that. But yeah, so, and then there's other funny little stuff in the back, and I'll just end up with this, my own drawing of the Avengers, Ant-Man, Iron Man, and the Beast. So, that's a blast from the past. And like I said, if you look at this and then look at the video that I put of some of my newer stuff, you'll see the growth. But it's neat to go back and look and see where you were and where you are, and you're like, wow. And you know, I just like when I found this, I was like, I was like, wow. You know, one, I didn't realize how much I did copy artists that I liked, and two, that I was attempting to do original stuff also, and learning that way too. And you know, it was just like I was having fun, and I think sometimes we get away from that. I think we try to be too serious with our sketchbooks, and we just need to go back to having this type of fun, because I believe we'll learn more if we do. Like, yo, hey, my sketchbook, I'm just going to relax and just do whatever. And whether you're copying, you know, from an anatomy book on an arm, or you decide, hey, I like that Buscema face, or I like that face by Rockwell or Leyendecker or Frazetta. Just do it and have some fun. All right, gang, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.